All right. Good evening. Good evening. We are live. We are back for another Raggedy Business Report. I am so glad and grateful that you are tuned in with me. Go ahead and say hello. Like I love when people talk back because it's nice to be able to see who's joining. Let me know where you are joining from. Always great to see where people are tuning in from. If you are catching this on the replay, go ahead and type replay in the comments for me so that I can come back and thank you. But just want to give people a few moments to come in the room and to join us. Hi, Alex and Olivia Consulting. Thank you for joining. Want to give people just a little bit of time to come on in the room. Let me know where you are joining from. So grateful to have you here. Hey, we got New York in the house. All right. I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in Maryland, so I've made that trip up and down the turnpike several times. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see, we got Christian. Hey, Christian. Hey, Natalie. We got Alabama in the house, Mississippi in the house. Y'all just go ahead on and show out. I am so grateful that you are here. Y'all getting me hyped. Hey, Janae. Thank you for tuning in. It's going to be good tonight, y'all. Go ahead and tag your friends, tag your business besties, share this out. Let people know that this is where they need to be. If this is your first time catching the Raggedy Business Report, welcome. We do this every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central, and it's a good old time. It's a little bit of tea, a little bit of gossip, if you will. But then I also share some strategies and some takeaways from the Raggedy Business Report that I give you so that you can implement some practices in your business to make sure that you're not being raggedy, because there ain't nothing worse than being raggedy. So thank you for tuning in. Want to go ahead again and give people a few more moments to join in. Share this out. If you're catching this on the replay, go ahead and type replay in the comments for me. We got Alabama in the house, Mississippi, New York City. This is wonderful. I am super, super excited. Super excited. It's gonna be a good report tonight. So for those who are veterans in this Raggedy Business Report game, tonight is going to be the first night that I actually share a report from somebody else. So this is not something that happened to me personally. It's the first time on a Raggedy Business Report I'm sharing someone else's experience, but it's a good one. It is good and raggedy. So don't worry about that. But if you would like to share an experience that you have had and you would like for it to be talked about on the Raggedy Business Report, go ahead and shoot me a DM and I can give you the information on how to submit the information or your story, your report, so that I can be sure to talk about it on the Raggedy Business Report. So it's going to be good tonight. For those who are new and those who are unfamiliar with me, hey PK, thank you for tuning in. So for those who are new to me, unfamiliar with me, my name is Candice Washington, also known as the Client Curator, and that is because I help my clients improve their client experience so that they can increase their client retention through data-driven strategies and also maximize the revenue that they're getting from all their existing client base. And so it's a lot of data, because if you don't have data and you're not collecting data and using data in your business to operate your business, to grow and scale your business, you're not going to be in business very long, because businesses run off of data. And so data is very, very important to everything that I do. But so is treating people right? That's exactly why I got into doing what I do, helping businesses with their client experience, because that's how I've been so successful in my careers, because I just take care of my people and I treat people the way that they deserve to be treated. And we're all consumers. We all do business all over the place. We're all somebody's client or customer, and we know what it feels like to be treated raggedy, right? It happens far too often. And so what I do on these Raggedy Business Reports is just bring you some experiences. The title is catchy. Raggedy is something that I talk about all the time. It's a word that I use often, and that's just kind of how this came to be. But I really share with you experiences where businesses are doing raggedy business. So they have some raggedy business practices, or they're doing things in a raggedy fashion. And it's not to say that the business is raggedy as a whole. It's to say that if you do business in a raggedy manner and you leave it unchecked and you continue to do raggedy business, then your business will turn raggedy as a whole, right? And we don't want that, because you can't stay in business if you don't have clients and customers. You're not going to be able to grow and scale your business if you don't have repeat clients and customers. And so it's just not a good look. So the way we do this, for those who are new, is I give you the Raggedy Business Report. I share the story, right? And then I go ahead and I give you some takeaways from the story that I share that you can implement in your business and double check and make sure that you're doing in your business, or implement if you're not doing those things in your business to make sure that you're not doing business in a raggedy fashion. Yes, as your mama would say, they need to type, yes, straighten up and fly right, right? So that's what they need to do. So we're going to go ahead and get into this Raggedy Business Report for tonight. So again, I'm going to be reading because this is not my story tonight. This is not an experience that I had, but I'm thankful for the person that shared their experience. As I always do, I don't reveal names and company names and all of that because it's really not necessary. It's really not important. What's important is that we take away the things that we need to from the stories to make sure that we're not doing business like these businesses are in these instances, right? So let's go ahead and get started. So just bear with me while I read because I ain't never had to read on the Raggedy Business Report. So here we go. I ordered a trendy onesie from my nephew. I really wanted him to have it for Christmas, so knowing the issues with delayed mail, I ordered the shirt well in advance on November 23rd. Several days went by and I never received a tracking number. I ordered several other things on that same day, and most were either on their way or delivered by December 9th. I thought something was off about the order, so I sent a friendly follow-up email on the 9th. I received an automatic reply that someone would get back to me. No one ever responded, but I did receive my tracking number on the next day, December 10th. I was thankful for the fast action. I thought it was strange that there was no direct reply to my message, but I was happy to have the tracking information. As it got closer to Christmas, I was getting a little concerned because the package hadn't moved out of the company's facility. On Christmas Eve, it was still showing that it was sitting in the company's facility. So I sent another email to the company to share my disappointment in the process, the lack of communication, and the missed deadline, because by that time it was clear it wasn't going to be there for Christmas, right? I let them know that at this point, I don't expect a response until after the holidays. Before I received a reply to my email, the company put out a general statement about the breakdowns they were experiencing, which included shipping delays, indicating that they would make some changes soon to assure that this doesn't happen again. On January 5th, I received a reply to my December 24th email that basically said my order was in transit and it had been at the post office all this time, and that they know I've been patient, but they're asking me to hold on a little bit longer. There was no apology about missing the holiday deadline, no assistance for next time, nothing. The public statement that the company put out was more remorseful than the reply I received to my email. The lack of ownership was awful. I was expecting a more direct and sincere apology to my direct emails, but I got nothing. That's the good old Raggedy Business Report. So I'm sure you can kind of see some raggediness, right? That's going on in this story. So I was really disappointed when I read this, when I got this submission, because I know this company and I've never purchased anything from this company, but it's a company that I support, that I root for. And when I got this report, I was very, very disappointed because I was like, dang, I never would have expected them to be doing business like this, right? So anyway, the lessons that we want to take away from this Raggedy Business Report. For one, as business owners, it is important and incumbent upon us to take ownership for whatever goes wrong when a customer or client purchases from us, even if it's not our fault, right? So it turns out the package had been given to the Postal Service and it had just been sitting with the Postal Service for weeks, right? Well, we're all aware of the issues that the post office is having right now with packages. Like, it's bad everywhere. It's been bad since COVID has gotten bad. It's raggedy. They doing raggedy business, right? Shipping has been delayed, and so we're all aware of that. But it's still a part of your process. If you are a product-based business and you are shipping things to people, whatever carrier you're using, they are still a part of the experience that people have when doing business with you. So yes, it's not your fault per se that it's sitting stuck in the postal system somewhere, but you can still apologize for it because it's still an inconvenience to the customer, especially if they ordered almost a month in advance of a holiday and they still haven't received their package. Apologize. So many people don't want to apologize for things because like, oh, it's not my fault. Oh, this, oh, that. Yeah, it may not be your fault, but a customer spent their money with you and has not received their package. They've reached out to communicate with you and you've just sent an automatic reply. You haven't addressed them directly. That's a problem because it's still a part of their experience doing business with you. So as business owners, it's important for us to remember that anything that is involved with a client or customer doing business with us is a part of their experience, and it can affect your retention, whether or not they choose to do business with you in the future, whether or not they choose to refer business to you, and all of that affects your revenue, right? So we have to be mindful of these things when we're doing business, right? The second thing I want you to realize and understand as business owners, I'm a big fan of automation. Automation is a huge help as we are running and operating these companies, but automation cannot replace relationships. You can't rely on automation for everything. It was great that she got an automatic reply to the email. And that's a great first step to let people know when they can look to hear back from you, to let people know what your office hours are, if you're closed for a holiday, whatever the case may be. Automatic replies and responses are great, but they don't take the place of direct one-to-one communication, right? So we have to keep that in mind. Yes, we can put things on autopilot in our business and it's going to serve a purpose and it absolutely has a place, but everything can't be on autopilot. So when you get emails from clients or customers and they're disgruntled or they have questions about something or they're dissatisfied about something, an automatic email reply is not going to cut it. Period. It's just not. You have to be personable when you are doing business. And so, yes, that may require some extra time at times, more effort on your part at times, but that's what being in business is, right? Like everything just can't be put on autopilot. That's not the way it works, especially if you want people to continue doing business with you. I'm not going to continue spending my money with systems and I don't have no connection, no relationship with you, and you just want me to keep spending my money with a system, and there's no relationship because you've never communicated with me directly, you've never addressed my questions or my concerns or anything directly, I'm not going to keep doing business with a system. That's just the way, that people aren't going to do that. So remember that when it comes to systems, they are your friend. Automation is your friend, but you have got to include the personal element. You can't just put everything off on a system. It doesn't work, and you're not going to be very successful if you do that. The third thing, no update. I said this, I think maybe in last week's Raggedy Business Report. No update is still an update. So this order was just sitting somewhere in limbo for weeks, and no update was provided to the customer, no anything. And it's funny because I had this conversation in one of the Facebook groups that I'm on. It's another product-based business, and they were asking, well, what can I do if my orders that I'm shipping out to customers are just caught up in the postal system somewhere? And I told that person, no update is still an update. Yes, you send the tracking number to people. Yes, you send the tracking number when clients or customers order and, they're able to track their order. Yes. But if you go the extra mile, if you take the extra step and send an email out to the customers, even though they have the tracking number and they can do this themselves, if you take that extra step and send an email out to them and let them know, we apologize that your order is being delayed. It looks as if it's still working through the UPS system or USPS system or whatever the case may be. Even if there's no update, even if the update that you give is something they could have found on their own by tracking the package themselves, it's still an update and it's still communication. It's not like you just got their money and now you're nowhere to be found. They can't get in touch with you because all you're sending back is auto replies. No update is still an update. And when you take the time to go the extra mile and take that extra step to provide those kind of updates to your customers, they are much appreciated. Because believe me, everybody doesn't do this. I order from places far too often. But everybody doesn't do this. And the first time I had a company do this with me, I was just blown away. And it made an impression on me. Yeah, I could check the tracking by myself, but when they checked the tracking and they sent me an update, and even they sent a coupon for a discount because the order was delayed, and it wasn't even their fault, again, because they had already given it off to the shipping carrier, but they sent me a coupon for the inconvenience. I didn't have to reach out to them for anything. I didn't have to ask them anything. They were on top of it. That let me know, okay, this company knows how to treat their customers, and they know how to retain their customers. That's how you do it. So that's number 3. Number 4 is offer a make good of some sort. This company did not offer this customer anything. Like, they barely got a direct reply to the emails that they sent. They didn't get any discounts off of future purchases. They didn't get a freebie, a free item. They didn't send anything, right? And so you always want to make sure that you offer a make good. Now, it's up to you as a business owner to determine what's an appropriate make good in a situation like this. But if you can give a discount, give a discount. Whatever the case may be. Sometimes a call or a direct email or message or something from the owner will go a long way, because a lot of businesses and a lot of people in business right now, again, they're putting everything on autopilot. So everything is system generated. Everything is an automatic reply, auto response, all of that. But if you, as an owner, a CEO, take a moment to send a message directly to the customer who was disgruntled, or you take a moment to place a phone call, that is, again, going to make an impression. And I know you're probably thinking, okay, well, that's going to be a lot of time. That's a big draw on my time. Not necessarily, because if you're not doing raggedy business, then you won't have issues like this very often, right? So that's the point. And so it's not always going to be a huge eat on your time. So I just want you to remember these lessons. So again, they are apologize and take ownership. Even if it's not your fault, it's still your fault, right? And it still impacted the experience that someone had doing business with your company. So apologize and take ownership. You can't automate relationships, so stop relying on systems to do everything for you. You still have to build relationships with your clients and your customers. And so you can't automate everything. Don't try to. No update is still an update. And offer a make good when possible. I always tell people that when it comes to client and customer experiences, everything that is involved in someone doing business with your company is part of that experience. I've often talked about how, I think it was maybe early last year or the year before, I flew somewhere. I got a survey from the airline that I flew, and in the survey included questions about my experience going through security, which is TSA. TSA is not affiliated with any airline. TSA is a government entity. But this airline still realized and recognized how my experience with TSA going through security could impact my experience with their airline. Because if security haggled me and just gave me a hard time, and it was just an unpleasant experience to get through security, then I was probably going to have an unpleasant experience flying on their plane, right? Because my mind would have been in a different space, and I might have been aggravated, irritated, upset, whatever. And I use that story to illustrate how even things and aspects that are out of your control and not under direct supervision of your business or your company, they still impact the experience people have doing business with you. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to read through the comments. One thing I will say before I read through the comments, delivering an exceptional client experience is not as easy and second nature as everybody is out here all of a sudden trying to make it seem like it is. It's not. It's not second nature. It takes strategy. It takes data. And it's just not as common sense as a lot of people would have you to believe. And so don't get caught up thinking that, oh, because I'm a consumer and I know how I want to be treated, that you can translate that into how you care for and treat your clients and customers. If you don't have a client experience that converts in terms of converting your clients into repeat clients or converting prospects into clients, you need to be in my DM so we can schedule a call. because if your client experience isn't converting, you're leaving money on the table, and your competitors are picking up that money. And so just don't be fooled by everybody out here now, talking about client experience and making it sound like it's so easy, because it's not. There's an art to it. There's a strategy to it. There's an expertise to it. So just wanted to throw that in there. Let's see. We got some of the comments. When you're the business owner, you own it. Exactly. Just that simple. If there's an internal or back end issue, the client does not need to know, but it should be addressed. Absolutely. That goes back to something I said last week. Your clients and your customers don't care. They don't care about what you got to do. They don't care about what you have to go through. They care about getting what they paid you for. If it's a service, if it's a product, they do not, anything else, they don't care about it. So stop trying to explain it to them, because they don't care. They don't want to hear that. It's none of their business. You are the business owner. You are the person who was hired, or you are the person whose product was purchased, and they want what they purchased, period. All the extra that you have to go through, they don't really care. They just want what they paid for. So that's an excellent, excellent comment. The responsibility to do a delivery check. Yes, humanism has been taken out of many businesses because of modern technology. However, it is our responsibility to deposit humanism back. Absolutely. That is such a good comment. Really, really such a good comment. Let me see what Facebook is talking about. They were wrong. Natalie said they were wrong to not respond to her email for 10 days. I ain't even gonna touch that, because that's beyond wrong. I would have been fuming. I don't care if it's a holiday or not. Like, I need somebody to reply and let me know what my order is that I ordered a month ago. A whole month. Like, come on. And let me just say this. I know how this person feels, and if they're watching, I wanna let you. I know how it feels, because I ordered something for Christmas too, to give to somebody, and it didn't come until after Christmas. And so my Christmas, the plans for that gift was kind of ruined as well. But the thing that this company did, they refunded me. The item still came like 2 weeks after Christmas, but they refunded me my money. And that's how you have to respond as business owners. Sometimes you're going to have to eat it. You're going to have to eat the cost. They could have refunded this person her shipping or something, but sometimes you're going to have to eat the cost. That's part of being a business owner, right? So let's see. Automation cannot replace relationships. It sure cannot. Oh, hey, Fee. Hope you're still here. Thank you for tuning in. Genuine relationship building and consistent communication is the best way to generate repeat clients. It really is. So much lives and dies on communication. And if you followed me for any length of time, you know how much I harp on communication, because it's that vital to your business, right? It's that vital to any relationship, really. And being in business and having repeat clients and getting clients to spend their money with you and customers to spend their money with you over and over again, that requires relationship. And in order to build relationship, there has to be communication. You try, for those who are married, you didn't just wake up and marry your spouse the day after you met them, and y'all ain't communicated. You haven't built any communication channels. You haven't, there's been no anything. That's how you build relationships, right? And so we have to realize that even in business, communication is so important and it's so vital. Yes, that's a big boss and professional move. It means the world to customers. I think, Courtney, when you said that, I think you might have been commenting when I said a call from the owner or a message directly from the owner would have been a good idea, and is a good idea for customers and clients who have experienced some major issues with your business, interacting with your business, doing business with your business or company. So yes, absolutely. If you're not doing raggedy business, you won't have issues like this very often. Very true, Fee. Yes. Fee. Yes, child. Fee said everybody is a client experience expert now. Everybody. And it's not what anybody does. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Honestly, I'm like one of maybe 3 people that I'm aware of that does this for a business. This is what my business does. We do client experience. We do client retention. We do revenue maximization through client retention. I don't know nobody else out here doing this, but everybody now is a client experience expert, customer experience expert. They know all the things, but it's not what they do. But anyway, I digress. Felicia said, I'm a great coach and know minimal about client experience, but that's why we pay you the big bucks. Amen. Meanwhile, you're posting on social media when you when you ruin Christmas. Yes, Natalie. Yes. It's a whole mess. And so that's why I said the public statement that this company put out probably did more harm to this relationship with this customer than anything else, because how you gonna put out a public statement and you haven't even addressed me directly about my issue? I ordered from you a month ago, right? Like, this would have been my attitude, like, bruh, I ordered from you a month ago and I've sent emails. I'm trying to be patient, understand, trying to get some grace, right? Trying to just be patient. It's Christmas, orders are piling in. The postal service has been like sleep on the job for 9 months. Like, I get it, but you gonna put out a public statement and you can't even address my email directly? Like, we got an issue. I got an issue with that, and this ain't even my story. So, let's see. Courtney said the public statement was raggedy. Child, I'm sure it was raggedy. The whole situation was raggedy. That's why I made the Raggedy Business Report. But anyway, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, if you are on the replay, go ahead and type replay in the comments for me. I thank all of you who joined live. The comments were great. Y'all were on it tonight. I appreciate it. I feel the love, and I really thank y'all for tuning in. Again, for those who are new to me or unfamiliar with me, my name is Candice Washington, also known as the Client Curator, and that is because I help my clients improve their client experience so that they can increase their client retention through data-driven strategies, and also maximize the revenue that they're getting from their existing client base, because really that's where your bread and butter is. For those who have not heard me share this statistic before, 80% of your future revenue is going to come from just 20% of your existing clients. So what that means is only 20% of the revenue that you make in the future is going to come from somewhere outside of the clients you currently have in your business. And so that's how important client experience and client retention is. You can't retain clients if your client experience is raggedy. That's just what it is, right? So if you would like to talk about some ways that we might be able to work together, I encourage you to DM me. I will be sure to get with you and we can schedule a time to talk. Other than that, I'm so thankful for all of you who tuned in live. We will be back next week with another Raggedy Business Report. Be sure to tell all your friends, your business besties, your coaches, all of them, that this is where they need to be on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Central. Truly grateful for the tribe that is on the Raggedy Business Report wagon. I hope you have a blessed evening, and as I always say, remember to treat people well. Good night, y'all.